We'll try that again, will we?
Yeah.
Alright, guys, welcome to Commentary Corner. I'm Gareth Keys, and I'm here with my brother Neil. And take two, because we were just talking about the technical side of things and how useless I am. And the instructions get through out the window.
Yeah.
And I just looked down, like we were 10 minutes into this, and I looked down and it wasn't recording.
Yeah, so.
And I was like, oh my god, FML. But
back to square one here.
Back to square one, right? The idea of this podcast is to get racers on and sports people, even mechanics, whatever, but they're all superstars at the minute and chasing championships and concentrating, so
it's hard to secure a guest at the moment. So that's why I'm here basically as the super sub
Neil Keys.
Yeah.
So Neil's doing all the editing, and well, you're meant to keep me right.
Yeah.
But it obviously hasn't worked out.
Respond to WhatsApp messages urgently usually is what I have to do whenever Garth's not prepared to do something and then just tries it on the day.
Yeah. So I try to do a wee bit of editing on my phone. That's about as trick as I get with the technology side of things. But obviously I'm not too good at it. But and Neil gets a message at like 10:30 at night. I need this done, I need that done, or are you able to do this? Or
yeah.
Can you edit this photo onto this photo? You do a good job, to be fair. So
I do
surprised.
Yeah, I do an alright job. I would say that I'm more of an expert Googler than anything else. So I can pretty much figure out how to do most things. Just by watching YouTube videos.
But you see, that takes patience, and I don't have patience.
Yeah.
So like, you messaged me a couple of weeks ago. Do this, or try this, or what did you do? You sent me a link to YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not watching that. It was 25 minutes long, and I thought, I have not got that time in my life. I'd rather sit here and do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So this is first episode inside, so hopefully anyway the sound quality is a lot better than what it was at the very windy Bishop's Court when we kind of did a half of a first episode there for the show and shine charity ride out thing. So this is the day after round 7 of the championship. Gareth, you were at Carcassonne yesterday doing a bit of work in the commentary booth, so talk us through how it went yesterday.
Yeah, it was a wee bit like it is today outside and up here Dundraa direction. It's always windy and wet and shitty at Dundraa, like so. But started off wet in the morning and for qualifying sessions, which makes it a hell of a lot more interesting. Yeah, because you have the front runners, well, bar maybe Jason Lind and Corey McGreevy. Yeah, they're not too fond of the wet, a lot of them. So they would be further down, and you can't blame them either because the Superbike 600s and stuff, like a 600, about 70 odd 80 grand. The Superbike's £110,000 or something like that. And they're the big teams. The privateers, we're all privateers, but over here, the privateers, as I would call them, working out of a transit van, and the back end rotten with rust, a wee bit like mine out there. Mm-hmm. But these 40-foot trucks, like JMC Roofing, Jason McCaw, I think I mentioned it in the last interview I done. He bought Lewis Hamilton's race truck. Yeah, not race truck, but the truck to go to the races. He doesn't race the bloody thing, like. And the 40-foot truck, and then he has a smaller truck, which a lot of teams would use in British Superbikes for like carting tires about. And then he's got, I think it's a Merc Sprinter or something with a big trailer in the back of it. Yeah, it is absolutely amazing, his setup. Like, yeah, no, it's crazy the money there, but it's good to see because it's a stark contrast from what you usually see in the sport over here. It's very ragtag in the back of an old van. Yeah. So yeah. Even when I started racing 125, remember the Citroen Picasso? Oh yeah. Oh Jesus Christ. The blue bubble, as we would have called it. My dad had a Citroen Picasso, and it was the most horrible thing. Yeah. And he will fucking hate us for saying this, like. Yeah. But he loved it. Yeah. And we used to, when I started racing, I bought a 125 off Joe Phillips for like 500 quid. And with no van or nothing. Mm-hmm. So the Citroen, the back seats came out of the Citroen. Yeah. All together. And we wheeled, the whole family in the car, we wheeled the 125 up the middle of the car. And pulled it out of the back of Kyrgyz, and we got some looks like.
Yeah.
We were going out, we were finishing well, but going from then to now, and people coming with these big 40-foot trucks and third wheels, and they're flipping big motorhomes and all. It's scary. Like, I sort of think to myself, you know, if this is what you have to be, or have to be competitive, you know, I'm near glad I quit.
Yeah. There would have been some giving off if we were at Bishop's Court and you'd have seen an 18-wheeler rolling in. You'd have been searing with jealousy. I'm sure you'd have been on the dad to remortgage the house and everything.
Don't get me wrong, I've asked him a few times to remortgage the house for me.
Yeah.
No, it was bad enough whenever I went road racing, and my mum didn't know about it, so that was near divorce too.
Yeah.
He's sneaking out of the house to go to Dundrod for
the
first road race.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Oh Jesus! But anyway, the racing yesterday, they don't want to risk binning their very expensive bikes, you know. So I knew at the start, you know, qualifying, going by the weather forecast, it's going to be dry later on.
Yeah.
So this is going to make it very interesting. And it did. It's like, well, Jason Lynn, for starters, he clinched the championship, the Superbike Championship yesterday. Ruben Sherman Boyd, he done the same. He clinched the Supersport 300. John Burrows, young fella, Jack.
Yeah.
He got the Moto 3 championship as well, and he's been dominating all year. I thought maybe he'd be a wee bit tentative yesterday because of the weather, and it was real windy, but he absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
But the racing was out of this world.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, there was big grids of Superbikes, 600s and whatnot, but it wasn't, you know, crazy entries, because there's open parks on this weekend as well, so there's a couple of riders over there, but the talent that was there and the racing was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I have a wild tendency of getting really excited in the comedy booth, and Jack Corey was with me.
Yeah.
And he was like, when I get going, he starts to go a wee bit quiet, I think.
Oh yeah,
he is
taking him over.
Yeah, but I don't mean to, and I'm just like really excited, and I have to remember the microphone's close to my face.
Yeah.
You know, or I have a headset sometimes. If I'm on my own, I would use a headset.
Yeah.
And I start shouting, so I have to take the mic further away from my face.
Yeah.
I end up deafening. I actually blew the last time at Kyrgyz. I blew the amp.
Oh really?
Straight away, first thing in the morning, and I didn't get commentating until after lunch.
Because of that?
Because, you know, and this was qualifying.
Yeah.
So that's how excited I get during watching a race. Like.
Just to go back a step there, so obviously you were saying about it being wet, and it changed the outcome of the day. Obviously a lot of people who follow the local racing scene and things they don't actually race themselves. So can you just talk about, you know, how does that change compared to if it's just mild weather? You know, how does it change the way that you ride, or why does it affect other people? Because I always remember you would have been fairly aggressive still in the rain, and a lot of days you'd have done better in the rain than you did in the dry. So why is that?
It's a big thing is confidence.
Yeah.
With the riders, and like I would have went out and I had a lot of confidence on my suspension setup.
Yeah.
My suspension is a black art.
Yeah.
Absolutely black. My bike, everyone was saying, your bike's real soft. You know, I like a bike to be soft, and you can feel it. You can feel the bumps, and you know.
Yeah.
And when it's too hard, we tried it before. I borrowed a bike, or I rode from our train, on their 600 Suzuki.
Yep.
And it was as hard as the road.
Mm-hmm. And do you find obviously, just for context here, the height of the motorcycle riding that I've done was the mini motos at Sprucefield. So if I'm asking any stupid questions here, you'll have to forgive me. So do you find then, you know, if you are running with a stiffer suspension, do you find the bike to be less reactive then? It's less responsive? Or
to me, it's actually meant to be more responsive.
Yeah.
But
it just doesn't suit your style then?
No.
Right.
Like, because I am so ragged.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually one time at Bishop's Court, I was going through one of the chicanes, and the bike was set up that hard. I threw the bike to come out of the chicane the left hand side, and the bike actually left the ground. Yeah. And I thought to myself, what's going on here? This isn't good. Yeah. And we got on the phone there was a fella he was a suspension technician for Suzuki MotoGP.
Right, yep.
And we rang him, and I think he was still in Spain. And he talked us through everything, and it was an absolute completely bike.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. And we actually went out and won then the second race, but with that was our own machine, because it was just something that we jumped on.
Yeah.
And with a softer bike, in the rain, everything, people talk about, 2 clicks.
Yeah.
2 clicks in the rear, 2 clicks in the front, or whatever, preload, rebound, or you can go into, changing springs and stuff.
Yep.
People panicking, stripping the whole front of the bike out, changing springs, and well, mine's alright.
Yeah.
2 clicks, I don't know what it does, but it works.
Yeah. And the weather's just as likely to change in 20 or 30 minutes as it is to stay wet anyway, so you're making big changes.
Yeah, and when you're going to have to do all that again for lunch.
Exactly.
But fair enough if you're chasing a championship or chasing
big money. If you've got the people there to help you and stuff,
Yeah.
But for most people, it's probably not a good use of time to be stripping the bike out in between because there's clouds coming,
Yeah, now you can see, but people do it so even at road races, like we'll take Tandragee for example. Like you're in a field on a slope on a hill.
Yeah.
And you're swimming about cow shit.
Yeah. Changing
springs, and even there's people swapping gearboxes and everything out.
Yeah.
You're like, mate, lap record, maybe Phil McCallum.
Yeah.
Lap record, you're riding a 600 and you're still like 3 seconds off Phil McCallum's lap record from 40 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And you're swapping gearboxes and front ends.
Yeah.
We just went out and enjoyed it. And in the wet, it was even more enjoyable because it suited the bike as it was without even making any changes.
Yeah.
And the wet tires, I had so much confidence in wet tires. I think like the Bridgestones were fantastic when we swapped to Dunlops, and I didn't feel any difference.
Right. Yeah.
People think.
People think that there is a big difference in them. Yeah.
Well, like the tires don't make an awful lot of difference to me.
Yeah.
But apart from there was one, like we ran Dunlops, and Dunlops are more of a different profile.
Yep.
And we had Michelin's previously, and it was like flat nearly.
Right. Okay.
And I said, like I said before, that like everyone in the Ulster Superbike Championship, a lot of them they're all nearly different tires.
Yeah.
A lot of them, if they're going over to England, they would use Pirelli because their championship's a Pirelli championship. So, but we use Michelin's because we were getting them for
either cheaper. Yeah.
And the Dunlop tire, like set of tires, £300
Yeah.
So we went to Michelin's. They're thinking, they're black and round,
Yeah.
And to be fair, they were a real good soft tire for the roads.
Yeah.
Short circuits, couldn't get the bloody bike turned.
Really?
Especially seeing a chicane, like because the profile was so flat, near enough like a car tire.
Yeah.
And it was so hard to get the thing turned, but the grip level out of it in a road race,
Yeah, because you've more surface there on the that's actually on the track. Yeah.
So big, fast flowing, like a Dundrod, absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
But stop start chicanes quick. I didn't use Michelin at the Northwest, but see the chicanes and all, it was sort of a wee bit difficult to get it moved. But over in England, fantastic. But same again, big flowing circuits, but the wet tires, I didn't actually get a chance to use Michelin wet tires.
Yeah.
That must have been a good dry year.
Yeah.
Very rare for this country.
Yeah. You got lucky. Probably had wrecked the bike and didn't race the rest of the year or something like that.
That's actually more like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was Armoy.
Yeah.
And it did just start raining.
Yeah.
It just started to rain. And that's when I wrecked myself. So
yeah,
I didn't get a chance to
use well, there you go. That's exactly what did happen then. It wasn't a dry season at all.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Right, so what's the summary then of round 7 of the championship then? So we're recording this on the Sunday, the day after. We're hoping to get a live stream going. I know a lot of people really appreciated the first live stream. It did pretty well with views and the feedback from it. So Gareth wanted to do it again and hopefully make it kind of a regular thing, because there's not a whole lot of media or things around social media to do with the bike scene.
No.
And I think that it's something that could really help grow the sport at a local level, and even get more eyes in general on the sport. It's one thing I've never really understood is why the road racing you know, isn't internationally popular purely because of the extremeness of the sport. And I think that, you know, for a casual viewer, even the danger level makes it exciting. I think.
That's why we do it. Really.
Yeah, like Americans love their NASCAR racing and everything, and it's big crashes and everything. They're all going crazy for that. You know, I've seen, like, briefly on an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience that they showed a clip of the TT of I can't remember it was on board cam of the TT, and they were saying it was crazy and everything like that. So I've never really understood how it hasn't become more popular internationally. Like, I think at the racing in Northern Ireland, people who are into the racing think that, you know, they think that the racing is bigger than football, but I think that it's just because it's so popular in Northern Ireland that they think it's way bigger across the world than it is.
Yeah, it's like,
I think that it has the potential to be so much more. I just think so many people have never, obviously not in Northern Ireland, everybody knows because the tracks are here, everything. But, you know, people in the States and everything, never heard of it probably, because what's the media coverage? You know, you get it on BBC. You know, what's the actual, who's an independent thing doing something about the road racing? And maybe there are other people doing things, but there's nothing that's actually big.
No.
To get the reach, you know, for new people.
Unfortunately, a lot of it comes down to money.
Yeah.
Because the likes of the carton and stuff, like they bring in a company.
Yeah.
To do live streams.
Like a production company.
It's a production company.
Yeah.
And that can cost set between like £7,000 and £10,000.
Yeah.
To bring someone in.
Yeah.
The road racing, as you probably know, is struggling for insurance.
Yeah.
Like the insurance is like £1 million or something.
Yeah.
For the wee roads over here, and that's including short circuits, motocross, trials. You know, it's all within one body. But like I would go over to England quite regularly for training and whatnot. And I'd be talking, you sit down in a stupid classroom and you're like, tell us your name and a wee bit about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, introduce yourself and your hobbies and blah blah blah. And
those are always so cringe as well. I'd be
flip.
sitting there dreading it coming around to me because you just take a mind blank and it's like I'm the least interesting person in the world and I'm just gonna have to say something here.
Make something up.
Yeah, yeah. You always feel like a complete twat doing that, but
deep sea diver welder or something.
Yeah.
No, I would say like, I'm a road racer, blah blah blah. And they're like, push bikes.
Yeah.
And like, no, motorbikes.
Yeah.
You know, on the road. What?
Well, like street racing.
Like street racing, yeah. And I'm like, no. You ever hear of Tandragee? No. Cookstown?
No.
Oh, is that the race around that island?
Yeah.
So a lot of people know about the TT.
Yeah.
But nobody knows about.
They don't know about
where it actually all started.
Yeah.
To me, road racing started in Ireland, Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And and then we obviously have the TT as well, but other countries are sort of branching out and starting.
Yeah.
Road racing.
Yeah.
To me, a lot of
they're on a big circuit basically. Yeah.
It's all right. Czech Republic.
Yeah.
It's a crazy road race.
Yeah.
It is a mental road race. I would love to do
them Eastern Europeans, they don't give a fuck, like, so they'll just send it down their own street, like.
Literally, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's plastic bags wrapped around trees.
Yeah.
That's their hay bales or old rags or someone's jeans hanging from to let you know there's a tree there.
Yeah, that's the markers. Yeah.
There's another one in Spain, and I think it's 125cc limit, and
that's the limit on a road race.
Yeah, because it is mental. I'm not joking.
It's that windy, is it? Or
it's worse than racing through Bow Street.
Yeah.
Mall, Bow Street Mall. Like, they use people as hay bales.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. They're lying and hundreds and hundreds of Spaniards or whoever they are lying in the streets, and they're being used. Like, if someone fell off,
you'd destroy it.
Oh, you're wiping 20 people out easy. A small dog to absolutely destroy everyone.
Yeah.
And they think this is fantastic, but they think that's a lot of them think that's the only thing
that's
in
out
the
there.
world that will ever do something like this.
Yeah.
The families, they open their front door and there's a flipping bike, going past, and a lot of them don't know what it's all about. And like the Ulster Superbike Championship, everyone's heard of British Superbikes.
Yeah.
They've heard of MotoGP. even the fellas in work, Ulster Superbike Championship,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, and they're like, what?
Yeah,
What's
like
that?
even, you know, anybody on the street could probably name to you. They could throw out a Valentino Rossi if you asked them, do you know a motorbike racer in Northern Ireland? To be fair, everybody would know the likes of Michael Dunlop or somebody like that.
And Joy, whoever.
Yeah.
You mention road racing.
Yeah.
Someone says, "Oh yeah, Joy Dunlop and all," and
exactly.
I was his best mate, and you know,
Yeah.
like, shut up.
I think the best thing that could happen would be, you know, like a Netflix Drive to Survive style of a show.
Yeah.
Would explode the sport.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
you look at what that has even done for F1, the viewing numbers, when F1 is already massive. Over COVID in the last 2 or 3 years, the F1 viewing figures are up, you know, at least like 50% or something like that. And it's purely based on, you know, it's easy to sit and watch Drive to Survive. You don't need to know about the cars.
Yeah.
You don't need to know anything. And then all of a sudden you start liking one of the riders, and now you're watching it every week.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot of my mates have started watching F1 now. And it's purely because it's made it so accessible by having a show like that. And I think if there was something like that for the Irish racing, it would blow it up massively, I think.
I think it would. I think it would. Now, that Drive to Survive, I watched it.
I know there is issues with it because they have dramatized things and made it out like racers were beefing with each other when they weren't and everything.
I know. But
that's the cost of making the show, you know?
Like, even the management.
Yeah.
Like, see your man Gunther. Oh my God, I love him. He is unbelievable. Like, he going kicking stuff and all. That's not really professional, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it makes for good TV, you know.
Yeah, he's on the phone to whoever owns the team, and he's like, "Yeah, he's fucked. I'm going to sack him. I'm going to sack him now for you. I'll do it for you." And he's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
You are a legend, like.
Yeah, no, it's good that, I don't know. Obviously, it's easy to say that, you know, somebody would actually have to do it. But if there was a show like that for the racing, I think that it would explode.
Yeah, they did have stuff, but it wasn't Drive to Survive. It was a thing that I actually done with BBC.
I remember that, but yeah, you get the likes of BBC doing a bit, you know, in the build up to maybe the Ulster Grand Prix or something. But you know, how long ago was that? And
I know, right enough, but it just all stopped.
Yeah,
that was sort of to be the beginning of it all. You know, Greenlight brought all their tech, and they were following me about, like, they brought me, they came into my house, and they said, right, well, you know, we'll meet you here, such and such, put a big backdrop and all up, and, you know, it was real professional looking, and they were, you know, talking me through racing careers and talking about fucking, you know, injuries and death and shit, and I was like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna get something to eat. Yeah. Next thing, everything packed up, and they followed me into the kitchen and zoomed into the freezer and all. What are you gonna make? What are you gonna make? Huh? Just gonna fucking put a pot noodle on or something. Yeah. And so I had to make an effort and actually put pasta on or something.
Make it look like you weren't eating just like a fucking dog having a pot noodle. Like,
I'm an athlete here, you know. Yeah. And then I
suppose that's probably what they're expecting, you know, because they've probably done other sports coverage where they've been following people and they're having, you know, steak and eggs, like, and then you're sitting having a pot noodle and having a fag out the back, you know.
A pint of Rockshore or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like that's road racing, but that's just,
I don't know. Yeah, that's the prep. Like,
not that we don't give a shit. It's just we do road racing because it's dangerous. If it wasn't dangerous, we wouldn't do it. Yeah, and we'd do it to enjoy it. So we're not gonna make ourselves suffer, you know. Yeah, and you know, during the week, going to the gym 5 or 6 hours a day. You know, to prefer a lot of people do that now. You know. Yeah. Now you have TikTok, you have social media, you have all this shit, which is actually another thing that has brought Formula One on massively as well, because you've got all these superstars. Maybe they wouldn't know a flipping Formula One car to Robin Reliant. Yeah. You know, and they're TikToking, hello, I'm here at Singapore or whatever. You know? Yeah. And you could tell even by the commentators, they don't even want to see these people, you know. Yeah. But maybe that's what they need to do, get some of these local Northern Ireland influencers to show up at the likes of Tandragee and Cookstown. Get Jelvis down by the paddock or something like that to do a video. They're all fucking melters, like, but. Or Shane Todd or something. Yeah. That would be decent, to be fair. Like, yeah. Well, his dad used to race. Yeah, he did. So he's a good lad. Like, but we need something. But it is so difficult to get anything like that off the ground, and this is sort of the idea of what we're doing here.
Yeah, to do a wee bit, like, you know.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Anything. Like,
yeah.
YouTube views, 600 people watch that live feed.
Yeah. Exactly, for a local circuit race, you know.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent, like, you know.
And it sort of, I wasn't expecting that amount of people to watch it. So, and it's one wee camera. I have one wee camera.
Yeah.
You know, facing down.
Yeah, just out of the commentary tower.
Booth, yeah, and facing on the start and finish. And I was like, wonder if I put one at the other side, because you can see right round the track, and even this camera we have here can probably zoom in to the chicane or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I sat thinking, what if we have a third camera or a fourth camera? And then I was like YouTubing or Googling like Wi-Fi links for cameras throughout the track, and that's the thing I was messaging you about, wasn't it? Like fucking 3 a.m.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, do you think we'd be able to do this? And then you remotely link the 2 cameras, and then we'll link it up to the stream. It's like, well, I'm sure we can do it, but yeah, I'll take a look into that there, you know. So, because it's starting to get complicated, but
we're gonna need to hire some engineers and
yeah. Well, that's the way that I look at things is I don't accept that. You know, somebody goes, oh, I can't do that. And it's like, you can do that. Like, you just need to look up how to do it. You know, look it up and then do that, and that's it done. You know,
like I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah,
like, I was sitting here with my pint of Rockshore, rolling a fag, watching MotoGP, and I was like, I wonder if you could do that.
Yeah,
you know, I thought of it, so why can't it actually be a thing? Because I'm thick as fuck. You know, and if it's possible, so I started googling all this, linking cameras and curb cams and stuff, you know, and not pre-recording, but actually doing it live through all these different cameras. I was googling it. It's like, right, you know, thinking 150 quid for a camera.
Yeah,
I was looking through $2.5 grand, second hand, needs some sort of circuit board, you know, but good condition. Like, right, okay, going through £8,000. 25 grand.
Yeah,
I was like, this equipment is just gonna fucking blow my mind.
Yeah, I think that, you know, as long as you can meet a kind of a minimum quality level, you can build it up over time. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think, you know, we don't need to be like the BBC rocking up with the massive cannon over the shoulder and everything like that to get something decent.
Satellite dish in the van and all.
Yeah, it's something it'll get better over time. You know.
Yeah.
The likes of yesterday, there was a bit of an issue with getting the live stream going. So,
the likes of that, it is going to.
Yeah, it's just practice.
It's practice,
you know,
makes perfect. I blamed it on the track Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
because I used the guest Wi-Fi.
The signal wasn't strong enough. Yep.
So I put it down to that, and I have, and I'm mundane the stuff I have in them bags, like different leads and you know, half the stuff I don't even know what it's for.
No, neither do I. Neither do I. There's about 30 cables in the bag.
Yeah, and I was thinking like, well, you're better off looking at it than looking for it.
Yeah, that's true.
But the problem is, I couldn't then find what I was looking for.
Yeah,
because I had too much.
Yeah,
and it actually turned out I convinced myself that it was the Wi-Fi. I found this other lead in the bag, and I was like, oh, shit the bed.
Yeah.
I recognise this lead. I've used this for something. But I put it into the camera. It's an HDMI lead. So I put it in the camera, and I couldn't find it. Wouldn't go into my laptop. And I says, no, I definitely done this. Like, I definitely done this. And then I was like, no, there's an adapter. I have to have an adapter somewhere. Couldn't find it. So on the way down the road, I was like, I pictured it in my head from the last time I done it. I was like, oh my God, I'm a dick.
Yeah.
I actually forgot to, you know, no way you leave the house in the morning, you think, I forgot something.
Yeah.
And you go through everything, you're like, no, I've literally have everything.
Yeah.
All of the leads that I don't even need.
In the bag.
In the bag. It turned out, no.
Yeah. I think we need to start color coding the equipment or something, just to make it a bit easier. Like, because obviously Gareth's in the commentary booth, and once he starts actually talking over the thing, it's very hard to also try and start up a live stream and everything when you've already started, because you can't look at the laptop for 2 minutes straight whenever you're supposed to be talking about the racing. But yeah, like, so when I came over to do this podcast, we done about 15 minutes, And Gareth looks at the microphone recording, and I was just in the middle of rambling on about something, and he just grabs my arm, and I looked down. I was like, "What are you doing?" Look at the recording, and it's all zeros across the recording time. And he's like, "For fuck's sake!" So with the restart the whole thing. So we just need to get used to using the equipment and iron things out.
Yeah, and then on the editing side, I was surprised about with the editing side. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like you sent. Was the first thing the names and all down the side. You did a load of shit anyway, and I thought, fucking hell, here, this is pretty good. This can actually turn out to be something really good here. You can make my shit look good.
I am the BBC, like.
You are the BBC.
I am the BBC. Yeah.
Big bad.
Yeah.
But no, that's the plan, and we're going to try and get the Superbikes. All hoping, fingers crossed, next season there's actually going to be something.
Yeah.
Because
we want people who are local riders, up and coming guys. We know we're probably not going to get any superstars sitting here in the living room, like
Carl Farley or someone sitting here, or we have. I spoke to Ryan Farquhar about it one time. So
any good reception? They just kind of go,
I think maybe a thumbs up or something like. But no, I'll keep that going and torture a few people.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing to. If you can build personalities in the sport where there's actually media of the likes of Scott, whoever else up and coming guys, it helps build more interest in the sport, and there's more content to consume than just standing in the piss and rain at the side of the track. Whenever you're seeing it more, it's just people who are fans of things want to consume more content about that. So there is nothing.
And a lot of people only see the riders. The fans do only see the riders with their helmets and their leathers on, sitting down in sort of an environment like this. The plan is to get to know them a wee bit more. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like if I seen someone coming up to me, like take their helmet off, I wouldn't recognize who the hell they are. If they were walking in civvies, I wouldn't know who they were.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of them, but I know them in their leathers and their helmets. So the idea is to get them out there.
And put a face on the guys and get to know something about them.
So
have a bit of crack as well.
Yeah, a wee bit of banter, maybe. I don't know. Well, Farquhar was talking about going to bar 77 if that's still running, so that'll be a good crack in there.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah,
get a few boys down on it.
Yeah,
it could be messy too. Like.
Right. So I don't know. Do you want to talk about maybe? I'll ask you a bit about yourself. About kind of how you got started in the racing and kind of what's your story is, because obviously a lot of people around the paddock and things would know Gareth because he's been about the racing for quite a long time now. Maybe don't.
I've been in one or two hedges too.
Yeah, been in a lot of hedges and in a lot of gravel pits, but probably don't know a whole lot actually about him, rather than him just being a semi-friendly face around the racing. So
twat in the paddock.
Yeah. So you started off with a mini moto racing then. So you'd got a mini moto for Christmas. When did you get a mini? When was that? About 2007 was it, or was it before that?
No.
I think I was in primary school like when you got it.
Yeah. No, I think it would have been about 2007.
Yeah, 2007 or 8. Yeah.
I sort of started pretty late.
Yeah. Oh, what age would you have been? About 14 maybe, or 13?
I've been 14, 15.
Yeah.
And it was.
So I was down at Sprucefield there. They used to hold. Was it Thursday night? Was it, or Friday?
Every Thursday night.
Every Thursday night.
Mini Moto Mania.
Yeah, and it was
Mark Elwood.
Yeah, it was a track, and it was like similar to like a bouncy castle at the border of the track, wasn't it? Like it was a big inflatable yellow, and then they would lay the shape of the track out with mini moto tires. Yeah.
And wee cones and stuff.
Yeah.
And the bikes.
That there. See the competitiveness with that, and boys getting in parts and flip around. Yeah, but I was saying there, we'll cut off for a second, but yeah, even the competitiveness around the mini moto scene, when this is a bike for a child, a very small child as well. They're very small. See the competitiveness with the dads and everything at that scene with getting new parts and having to have all the best stuff. It's crazy, like.
It was crazy.
Because I remember you ended up getting a pretty high spec one by the end of it, didn't you? You'd won.
Yeah. We raced like Mark Elwood. He would have brought his own bikes.
Yeah.
So actually, even before we went to that, we bought a Chinese replica or a Chinese bike, like 300 quid.
Was that the wee blue one or something? Was it blue?
No, this is after. This ended up being the race one, but it was red. It was in Fortuna colours.
Yeah.
Like the 500 Grand Prix bikes back in the day. My silver and red, it was lovely. And I was like, they're a horrible sounding thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're basically lawnmower engines in them. Like,
like a wee chainsaw engine or something.
Pole starter and everything. Yeah.
And so, but used to be, we lived beside a primary school, and at the weekends I would have used the playground.
Yeah.
And went round and round circles first.
Yeah.
To try and get my knee down.
Yeah.
And didn't give a shit about corner speed or skill. I just wanted to get my knee down.
Like, it looked cool.
I wanted to be like Kevin Swans.
Yeah.
And then we started figure eights. My right knee down, left knee down. And the first time it scared the shit out of me because I heard the scrape and I thought, fuck, you know.
Yeah.
But we started off at that, and then we went to the mini moto mania on a Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing that. Or I tried to get you at it for I was like, right, bring Neil.
Yeah. Well, I did.
I did eventually, didn't you?
I did eventually. Yeah. So I would have watched it a bit, and then when Gareth got a better mini moto than his original one, I then got the shit one, obviously being the younger brother. So that was that one of the Chinese ones or something that I had got? It was that was your first one you'd got.
Yeah.
They were riding around the track, and I don't know. For me, it's kind of tough to be within reasonable sportsmanship within a race. So I remember I was banging into people, and I was actually the tires are made out of mini moto, like worn out tires. That's the shape of the track. They're all laid out, so they're sitting about that high off the ground. And I remember the first time I was racing, I was trying to go up the inside of somebody, and there was no room. Like, so then I was just up on the tire wall, fucking going flat out, driving along the worn out tires. And I just seen my dad laughing his head off at the side, and I was off the bike and everything, and I was up and kicking it, you know. But I don't really think I have the temperament for racing. I'm kind of more of a contact sport type of a guy in general.
I think you were trying to mix contact sport
with
mini moto
racing. I think I was. I was fucking rugby tackling people off their mini moto up at Sprucefield there. So it was short enough lived, to be fair.
Yeah, not deliberately. Obviously, you just didn't have the.
You got
the swing of it.
Yeah.
You know,
oh well, I could ride the bike, but I would say that I had zero decorum. Like whenever I was on the track, I was out for blood. Like I didn't care. I was getting past you. Suppose I was racing like you would race in a video game, you know, type of thing, where you know the thing doesn't get damaged and you can just bounce off the walls and all.
Yeah. You just respawn somewhere.
Yeah. Respawn.
Respawn back in the paddock.
Yeah, after the fatal mini moto crash, like, but. Yeah, it was short lived, and then I think that what actually happened, because I wouldn't have really raced the thing, but I'd have done a wee lap of the straight now and again, just messing about on it, and then I think that I went out one day to say to my dad about going out on it in the straight, and you had sold it down to a guy down the road. Do you know what I mean?
Oh shit!
Fucking sold the thing. So I was under the false impression that it was actually my bike, but. Sometimes you think you have something and you actually don't. So that was that fucking gone. And even worse was that found out about 20 minutes later that the fella that had bought it off Gareth for a tuppence had fucking wrecked the thing trying to hit it over a ramp or something within the first day of getting it. So that was the end of my racing career, because I had no bike anymore. So that was me hanging.
You can't blame it on me.
Yeah, that was me. I was like, fuck this sport. I'm out of this.
If this is what it's going to be like the rest of my life, I'm out.
I've been stabbed in the back by my own brother as a child, and it's like, never mind dealing with other people, you know.
Well, it's a brutal sport.
It is, yeah.
You know, fucking every man for themselves.
Yeah, you can't give anybody a fucking inch. You need to even keep an eye on your mini moto.
Well, that to be fair, now that money went towards the next Chinese sort of replica.
Went towards Gareth keeping it going, and I was just fucking cut right out.
You're left in the back. Well, you're here now to redeem yourself.
I am here,
force yourself back into it.
Yeah, that's it. I'm coming back on the scene,
with a bang.
Yeah. So after the mini moto racing, then started. We got you got the 125 with the Roadrunner one? Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you started doing the Clubmans. Is that right? Yes.
That was actually we're at a mini moto race, and at Nuts Corner, and Joe Phillips, a fantastic road racer.
Yeah.
His son Carl used to race, and but he was there with, we were talking to him, I was wanting to buy a 125, blah blah blah, and he says, funny enough, I've got one in the van.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is too good to be true. Like.
Yeah.
So him and my dad, secret squirrels, chatting all day, and I was out racing.
Rodney working the price down on it, like, typical now.
Yeah. I think we got it for like 500 quid. Not even, Joe raced it in the 80cc class.
Yeah.
So it was 180. Or 200cc. It was 200. So we had 200 barrels and stuff, and we were looking around it, and he had all the 125 stuff for it, and it had wet tires on it from like 40 years ago, from when Joe raced it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it had a lovely, who was it? Paul Edgar. Paul Edgar painted a Roadrunner on the tank.
That's what I remember about it. Yeah, it was cool. Like,
and he signed it and all, and it was pretty cool.
It was.
I seen the bike. It was black and green, and I walked up to it, and I was like, sorry. Got up in the van, looked at the tank, and we have to have this. Yeah, this is ours. We have to have it. I was like, it's the fucking best thing I ever seen in my life.
Added a bit to the top speed, to be fair, the Roadrunner being on it, so you had to get it. Like, yeah.
But we got it anyway. Brought it back, and I can't remember what my mum's reaction was to it.
Probably instant massive amount of worry.
Yeah.
Would be,
what have you done?
Yeah, would be the usual the usual reaction to most things, to be fair, outside of if you just stayed in the house your whole life, if you're out there in public, like there's a mum worrying about you somewhere.
And then we got the big bike, the 125.
Yeah.
Right. Talked around to doing a couple of short circuits. It was actually parade laps we said to do first, which they used to do in short circuits. So we were like, we'll do.
I know, as if like you're just gonna be like do parade laps and then not actually race.
I think she knew that herself, but I did a parade lap at the Sunflower meeting at Bishop's Court.
Yeah,
when they used to do it, and that was the first time. And then it says, right, we'd already planned to do next season, to start this and do our a full season of the championship, basically, from the clubmans. But then she was like, no, you're not racing, blah blah blah. Talked around it, raced it. In my head, I already knew I was going to do road racing.
Yeah,
that was the be all and end all. I was going to be a road racer. Yeah, because I grew up with Trevor, my uncle Trevor, racing. My dad did a bit of bouncing up the road in his R2. Yeah, and Granda, he did a year or something. So I was brought up in the paddock road racing, and that's all I wanted to do. Unbeknown to mum and dad, but I just kept it myself. I says, no, go and road racing. Yeah. So 125, done it. Pissed about a wee bit. In the dry, we had the same tyres on that came with the bike that Joe raced on, and they were full wets. So we done half a season on full wet tyres.
Yeah. And you made them last.
And we made them last. That's how shit it was. Like, or that's how shit we were, because I was on the podium. Yeah. I was still flipping near enough.
And you were even more in the tyres out.
Yeah, near enough winning.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
And we then went to big man up the road, Stephen Beattie. He bought us, or he had a fresher 125, so we rode that for him then the next season. Yep. And we dabbled, rode the Solitude Motors 600 and all as well, and Sandown Supplies 250, the Sandown 250 and all, and we were playing about with different bikes, and we're just sort of getting quicker and quicker. But that was when we were clubmen, it was called. So we had a clubman meeting one weekend, and the next weekend was actually a completely different meeting of national riders. Yep. Like pros, what we would have thought they would have been. So even in the 600 clubman meeting, there would have been 64, 65 bikes trying to qualify. And the same again for the next weekend in a national event. Yeah. So, like, even to qualify on the 600, we were like, fuck, this is brilliant. It was, I remember, like, Cody Nally, Alan Hill, myself, we were all sort of always thereabouts in the pointy end, and then going to Mandello Park and all as well and racing, and it just sort of, looking back at it, it's a wee bit surreal, Jesus Christ, right?
Yeah, especially now that it's so, it seems like it's so long ago that you were doing the clubmans and everything, that now I suppose it's like, you look back on things, it's like, did that even happen?
I know.
Yeah, like it seems like you dreamt it or something.
Especially even talking about it now, it's like,
yeah.
Jesus, right enough.
Yeah,
remember I wiped him out.
yeah.
Oh, like I remember at Kyrgyzstan in the wet, and we were, me, Cody, and Ollie. Alan Hill was in the lead, and me and Cody were neck and neck, like fighting for second, and he just came across me. I was going to the hairpin, like we're doing 150 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Well, probably not 140. Like Cody just drifted across. But the problem with Kyrgyzstan is when you go off the track, it's a drop.
It's like a ledge type of thing.
It's the tarmac that's been built up over the years.
Yes, resurfacing.
Yeah, and they haven't done the whole
them leveled out.
Yeah, we do the
runoff.
track. That is it. That is our job. We do track. Just leave the outside part.
Yeah.
Like
is it Russians that come in and do the tarmac?
Yeah.
That sounds like it is there. I don't know who that was. I don't know who that was meant to be.
I don't know who does the tarmac. It's probably Ingram's up the road. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But if you go off track, you can't get back on it. So
yeah,
I was right on the edge, and I was like, Cody, fucking, I'm here.
Oh,
hello.
you can feel you've only half a tire running around the edge of the cliff. Yeah.
And Cody, he came across me, and I'll never forget it. He was slightly in front, but he hit my front brake with his elbow.
Oh, really?
Absolutely flat out.
Yeah.
And fuck, I just thought, it's wet. I'm going to end up in Portavogie here.
He pushed it back?
Yeah, he didn't know.
How did he do that?
Because he came across.
Was he in front of you and then he slowed down?
He was in front of me, and then I couldn't see.
You must have sped up into him or something, did you?
Yeah, it must have been because I got the draft off him because it was that close
right,
to even his side.
I see. You've went right
a wee bit quicker, and he came across and I hit the brake, and I just went head over shit.
Really? Did you see it in like slow motion? His elbow coming towards the fucking brake. You're like, no.
Dude. And you then.
You just off into the gravel then, were you?
I bounced off up head over shade over the handlebars. And
high-sided.
Never seen where the bike went.
Yeah.
There's a marshal or a photographer that sits on the left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
Something tells me it was Tom Best.
Right, okay.
I'm near sure it was Tom Best.
Yeah.
Sat on the left-hand side. You know, in one of them wee plastic chairs with the metal legs you get in school?
Yeah.
Like a canteen chair.
Shitty chairs, yeah.
And he was sitting there. All I seen was this white coat. This blur. And because he would usually sit like this here and, just watching down. I was spinning, end up in the grass, a big puddle. And
so you're just seeing like sky grind as you're tumbling along,
And I seen this blur of white. And I was like, fucking life flashed before my eyes or something.
Yeah.
And I stood up. The chair he was sitting on was absolutely annihilated.
Oh, really?
Disintegrated.
Yeah.
Tom was standing a wee bit over to the right-hand side.
Yeah.
And you could see it. He was the colour of his coat.
Oh, really?
He wore this big white, like doctor's coat thing. That's what the marshals, the flag marshals would wear. Yeah. And it was him jumping off he said he's never moved as quick in his life.
Yeah.
But the wee chair was it was gone, completely gone. Like, and and funny enough, nobody sits there anymore. Yeah. So that would have actually completely.
So he's seen you sliding off and the bike coming towards him, and he's just got up and fucking legged it out of the way.
Just legged it.
Yeah.
Fucking lucky he did.
Yeah.
But that was one of the. I think that was probably my first big fast crash.
Yeah. Where it was actually scary.
Yeah.
As opposed to just if you slide off, you slide off. But.
But this one was like fucking hell.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen here?
Yeah, you could have got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's been a couple where I've came off and I'm like, think to myself, this is it.
Yeah.
In
that like split second.
Yeah. There's no way I'm coming through this.
Yeah.
And even as a short circuit event like Bishop's Court, I came off the first corner for the first time. I've done it a couple of times, and then it's just second nature. It's all right.
Yeah.
You're going to be all right.
Well, you learn how to fall as well. You know. Yeah.
So if anyone wants any training on crashing, probably the best person here to talk to.
Exactly. Crash test dummy.
Crash test dummy.
Stay loose.
But the first time I came off of Bishop's Court, I was like, fucking, I'm actually going to be all right here because I ran across the track, flat to the mat, like, I don't know what happened, brain fart or something, and I was going across the grass thinking,
what happened then? You just coming into the corner and you just decided to fucking send it,
Just
like,
send
instead
it.
of slowing down. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
I
well.
seen the track, because you can cut across and go back onto the track.
Yeah.
And I thought, fuck, I'm gonna be alright. And I did. I gave it a wee bit of, welly.
Yeah.
Not too much that the wheel would spin on the grass, like, but next thing the bike disappeared from below me.
Right. Yep.
And I just felt like fucking Roadrunner or something, or
Yeah.
the wolf just.
Yeah. Aye, coyote.
Gone,
Yeah.
like,
Coyote.
the
Yeah.
bike's gone, and it had went down a shuck,
Right.
and it destroyed itself. Like,
Yeah.
but there was a shuck for drainage, but the grass was the same height. This has happened to me a couple of times. You'd think I'd learn, like,
Yeah.
it happened to me at Dundraa too, but the grass is the same height the whole way.
Aye, so you
But
can't see it.
You can't see it.
Can't see the
But
fall.
fucking shuck. It must have been 6 foot deep.
Yeah.
And I just kept going. And oh my god, this is it. And then
What type of speed do you think you would have been doing there?
Oh,
Just, yeah.
you're probably about 100 145, 150.
Yeah.
You would have been.
Yeah.
It's quick enough. But I scrubbed off a wee bit of speed before I hit the grass, and then
Yeah.
obviously you can't brake on
Yeah.
the grass.
Ah, exactly, yeah.
And then when I just went to give it more, so I actually gained more speed again.
Yeah.
And then it was just.
I just whipped out from under you, yeah.
But I got used to crashing pretty quickly, like.
Yeah. It is a skill
It is.
to protect yourself when you come off, I suppose,
It's definitely a skill on its
tuck and
own.
roll, like.
But that last one, that obviously 2015 then,
Yeah.
Scarborough, broke my neck and my back,
Yeah.
lay in Hull, broke all my ribs.
Yeah.
Lay in Hull hospital for fuck, I don't know how long. It felt like it was like 6 weeks or
I think
something.
it was. Well, I don't know if it was 6 weeks you were in Hull, or was it 6 weeks total that you had to lie down?
Yeah.
Because remember that you had to lie down on your back flat for like 6 weeks after the operation.
That was horrible. Like,
Yeah.
I know it was. No, I lay for like.
Might have been longer than 6 weeks,
Might have been.
Yeah.
But in Hull, I was laying flat, not allowed to move, not allowed to do anything. And nurses, bedpans and all, and
Yeah.
suppositories and
Oh yeah, all the good stuff.
all the good. But I was wiped out in drugs anyway, so I didn't
Yeah.
know. I can't remember half of it. Like,
Yeah. It just is like a blur.
that's codeine.
Yeah.
Codeine.
You're on the codeine.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I thought the morphine was good,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought what else is there? Dihydrocodeine and stuff. Paracetamol drip. Oh
Yeah.
my god, paracetamol is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah. So you obviously had the accident in Scarborough, and the nearest major hospital there must have been in Hull. Was that because it was a spinal unit or something like that? Was it?
I actually got I got moved by ambulance to Scarborough Hospital.
And then airlifted, was it, or something?
No, and then,
No.
like I was in agony. They were going
Yeah.
over speed bumps and all,
Yeah.
and the blood pissing out of my head and all. And I was like, "Fucking, what's going on here?" I didn't
Yeah.
have a clue, and I was sort of in shock. But they were going over speed bumps in Scarborough Hospital, and I think I got scanned there. I don't know, and then I got shipped to Hull by ambulance,
Yeah.
and I think that's when they told me what I'd done, and I couldn't believe it.
I
I was like, "How long?
what had actually happened?
You're telling me I've broke my neck
Yeah.
and my back, and you don't know how I'm not paralyzed?"
Yeah.
I started freaking. You you get like an instant sweat.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was just like, I
Yeah.
don't believe us here, and a full flipping big box around my head.
The cage type of
the
thing,
cage
was it?
thing,
Yeah.
and the everything was strapped down, and I thought, "Fuck, is this real? Am I
Yeah.
dreaming here? Or
Aye.
am I still knocked out at the track?"
Yeah.
You
You're hoping you're gonna just wake up and it was a
yeah,
bad dream or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
But then it all got real, like maybe the third day in hospital.
Yeah.
Once my body
Starting to set in then.
Yeah. So I was in shock for I don't know how long. I
Yeah.
didn't do a shit for a week.
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
Yeah.
And the nurses said this was normal.
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you serious? I'm eating all this
And you haven't done a shit.
fucking watery
Yeah.
hospital food, and
Yeah.
I haven't done a shit yet." And
That first shit back though after a week off must have been
Stop
fucking
it.
colossal. Like,
Stop
was
it.
it?
the wee nurse, God love her, she came with this bedpan.
Oh yeah, you have to do a massive. Your first shit back after a week's holiday, no shitting, and you have to do it in a fucking bedpan.
I have to do it in bed. The wee nurse came with this thing, the wee green.
Yeah. No wonder they're out on strike looking fucking pay rises. Like, I wouldn't want to be going anywhere near that.
People shitting all over.
Yeah.
No, but this thing, it was like this, and I was like, that's a bedpan. I don't know what I pictured a bedpan being, but it was not that.
Yeah.
And she says, just lift your wee bum there. Look. And I says, I'm going to stop you there.
Yeah.
We're going to need a bigger pan.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
And she says, no, you're all right, dear, you're all right. And I says, I don't realise if you know what I've been through.
Yeah, I haven't shit in a week.
Yeah, I've been eating all this shit and nothing's been coming out of me.
Yeah.
And she says, that's normal, love. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And I had 2 suppositories.
Yeah.
Right? About 2 hours before this. And I held them in something shocking, which is what you have to do. And I says, no, get me something bigger right now, please.
Yeah.
Or there's gonna be this is gonna be colossal.
Yeah.
Please do something for me.
Shut down the ward.
And she says, this is a normal size. This is no. Well, I'm thinking to myself, well, fuck it. I'm not arguing anymore because
here it fucking comes.
Something's better than that.
Yeah, let's have it.
And underneath it went, and I thought, just let it flow. Just let it go. And Jesus Christ, the nurses came in, and it was just. Again, it was all a blur. Yeah. The whole
traumatic.
The cleanup squad came in and they were.
It's like when you see, like in a movie or something, when you get abducted by aliens, just all the faces looking down over the top of it.
The lights and stuff.
This massive shit.
Dead, it's your body trying to adjust
after the trauma.
Yeah. And then trying to adjust to lying down. It's a horrible, horrible experience. Yeah. I would never wish it my worst enemy. Like, definitely not.
So. Yeah, so how long was it then until you were out of the hospital after the crash? It was a couple months at least, wasn't it?
It was, I think, about 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. Because you flew back over here to the Royal.
Flew to Belfast.
Yeah.
Got the operation like the next day.
Yeah.
And I was like, that night, actually, the nurse, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
And again, he was traumatized. Because I woke up and I felt like I was sweating. I was soaking. This was after the operation. Yeah. And the bed was just covered in blood. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God.
Are your stitches that split or something?
It opened up. They didn't even stitch me. Yeah. I had no stitches in my back. It was like glue or something.
Right, yeah.
And this wee man, the nurse, he was panicking like mad. And, getting everything. I made a right mess of every hospital that I've been in. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. But that morning then, after that traumatic night, they got me up. They says, right, you're getting up walking. Yeah. And I was like, hold on. What do you mean walking? I haven't walked in about fucking over a month. Yeah. Nearly 2 months. And you want me to get up and start walking now?
Yeah, like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing. Yeah. We'll have to get you moving and all blah, blah, blah. And I was like, see, as soon as I sat up in the bed, I just threw up everywhere. Yeah. Another mess. Yeah. But this is what people go through. Yeah. Especially racers and whatever, even... horse riders, a lot of injuries, but I had to sit up gradually then. So it was the next day they had to get me up walking because they didn't realise how bad I was. Yeah. And I was like Bambi, my legs and all going. Yeah. Because your man came to me with a Zimmer frame. I think you walked in at the same time. This boy came to me with a Zimmer frame and he says, "Here, take that." He's like, I'm not using a Zimmer frame. Piss off. Give me that crutch. And I stood up and I was like, yeah. Give it back. Give me it back.
Yeah, because I remember walking in and our parents had seen you in the hospital in Hull, obviously, but I didn't. Like, I was here. So then whenever he was into the Royal, then we all went down to see him. And I wasn't expecting that he'd be obviously standing in the middle. So we walk into the ward and like you were literally standing there like fucking E.T. Like such bad posture, and like I'm terrible, like, but I couldn't help but laugh like whenever I seen him. It's like, look at this, like
my massive big head and a stick of my body. I lost about 4 or 5 stone there easily.
No, it was mad.
It was like a flipping. What would I say? An orange on a cocktail stick.
Yeah, I don't know. You look like an orange on a cocktail stick.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was a horrible moment, but
yeah, no, it was mad.
But we soon got out and we got up and.
Yeah, got everything going again.
Yeah. Actually, before I even went back to work, I bought a brand new ZX10. Yeah. It was Neil Irwin, my father-in-law. He bought us his brand new ZX10. Mm-hmm. Sort of split it a bit, and just to get ready for October.
Yeah.
The Sunflower the same year to get back out.
Yeah.
You know,
crazy, like
things you do.
Yeah.
Mental, but here.
That's the sport.
That's the
right.
sport.
So what have you got coming up commentary wise?
30th of September, a couple of weeks time.
So this is round 8 of the championship. Where's that going to be?
Round 8, and actually I think it's the last round of the championship.
Right.
Which is at Bishop's Court for the Enniskillen 100.
Yep.
And we'll have the Sunflower then, which is not a championship round. So Sunflower is a 2-day meeting in October, around the end of October. So we're looking forward to that.
Yep. We'll hopefully get a live stream going.
I will get a live stream going for Sunflower, and we haven't done it at Bishop's Court yet, but we're going to practice it at the weekend, and then hopefully
get it going again.
And then we can get a good signal for the Sunflower.
Yep.
So hope to see you all there.
Yep. And don't forget to like and subscribe and give the show a share. So we'll hopefully keep this going.
Yes, 100%.